Yeah,
It's bulky.
a lot of us are more exposed to webcams than we've ever been over the last 6 months or so.
Oh, yeah.
So every chat I've been in, because I'm using it as a webcam, they're like, "How do you get such quality?" Not to mention, there's a light there, and there's a light just off the camera to create a rim light behind me as well.
Nice. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, it takes years to find what works in your setup. You can watch all of these lighting tutorials with 3-point. That's fine if you've got a big warehouse. You can just set everything up imperfectly. But the moment you start putting like screens in front of you, and then you've got your microphone in front of your keyboard, and you can't see anything that I'm doing. So yeah,
I know.
It takes years to find what works for you, and then you go and change a bit of equipment for reasons that it breaks, or you just want a new and shiny, and suddenly it all goes out the window.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does. I decided side light and this thing, and I'm on a laptop and I'm fine.
I love that. It looks like you've you've gone off to the crash because kids aren't allowed there at the moment.
That's right.
I love it. That
they're,
background.
They're out in the living room.
That's iconic.
They're fighting over Xbox. Thanks. They're out screaming at each other over Minecraft.
Oh yeah,
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I still play Minecraft.
I do too. I love that game. It was so well thought out, and it's so much fun, and it's so mindless. Like I find if I play that, like I play it with my wife too, and we'll tunnel under entire ecosystems, the whole board, and we'll take over everything. And like in the first half hour of survival, we'll have an ender portal, but it's like. It's so much fun. Like it clears your head. You don't think of anything else, and then ideas just kind of flow into you. And I was like, I have 8 more video ideas that I'm never gonna do, but it's awesome because I have 8 more ideas. I love it.
Yeah, it's really therapeutic.
It is.
So I play with my 8-year-old and 4-year-old.
Oh, cool! You got kids too. Awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
And we were playing one of my friends' server, and kind of like my friends were chatting, and he was like, "What does it say?" And I'm like, "You got to learn to read, buddy." And then he really pushed himself hard to read, and that's how he learned to read. So we can actually communicate with people.
Like it's so simple, but there's even the possibility for a kid playing Minecraft to learn the basics of programming with redstone and stuff as well, logic gates and all that. And it's like it's direct. They can get a proper benefit from it as well because they're like, I want to have a secret passageway, that just closes and opens up. Well, you can do that. You just need to have a little bit of research, and there you go. And it's directly tied in.
These two things together.
Yeah, it's directly tied into gameplay. So if you want to get the redstone dust, you got to go mining. So it's fun for them. I love it.
I know it's so awesome. And I'll tell you this. I sat my kids down because I was like, the cobbler's kids have no shoes kind of theory. So I was like, my kids wanted to learn Blender and they wanted to learn Houdini, and I'm like, because they see me working on it. I'm like, okay. So I sat them down, and within a half hour, they were making stuff in both Blender and Houdini. And I was like, this is, and I think it's honestly because their minds are attuned to 3D.
Yeah,
because they're playing these 3D video games, so they're already thinking in 3D. Like when I was teaching this stuff to adults, it took a couple of days for their minds to be able to switch because they were in a 2D art program, and they were able to some of them went fast, but others took a long time to make that 3D switch and add that the third dimension, and they couldn't think in terms of that. They were still trying to use I think I was teaching Lightwave at the time, and then Softimage, and they were just using it in a 2D way, and I was like, no, there's a third dimension, and they just couldn't get it. And finally it clicked. But
depends how much you play with it as well. Like I learned Photoshop and Blender when I was really young, whereas when I went to university and everybody in my age group was trying to learn Photoshop for the first time, and it's all of these functions and what do they do? And then
I don't know,
as a kid, it was just fun to play with it, so I learned it really quickly. But then, it takes adults a year to force themselves to grind through it all.
It's awesome. It does. It takes some. If you don't start using it, but once you start using it, it all starts clicking, which is pretty amazing. But my kids are on. They're doing visual programming. And my daughter's writing now, and she's she's sending out auditions, and she's having people audition for parts in her stuff she's writing. I didn't teach her any of this stuff. She's just kind of going with it, and she's making shows.
Nice.
Wow.
Good creativity.
Yeah,
I
another
know.
creative in the family.
I know.
That'll be
I
good.
know. We all are. Yeah, we're all insane.
I'm like the only one in my family. Everyone else
Wow.
works like some technical something.
Oh, the rebel.
Wow. The rebel. That's cool though, because you have the technical side to fall back on too. So like you could always fall back and be like, hey, so you always have that. That's really cool.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing.